Hi, in the previous video, I have shown you how to start 3 cluster nodes together with Docker Compose on my local desktop for the light scheduler. Now, in some cases, like we need to debug into the cluster features, so that we need to start a cluster mode, but also with one node is running within IDE, so that we can debug the kafka-stream, how they respond in the cluster mode. In this case, for advanced developers, we probably need to start the cluster in the mixed mode. That meaning the node 2 and 3, they are started with Docker Compose, but node 1, we can still start in the IDE. So that 3 nodes will be joined together to form a cluster. Let's just do that. There are 2 different options, like to start node 2 and node 3. One is you can use the normal Docker Compose to start 3 nodes, and then you basically stop the node 1. So in this case, only node 2 and 3 available in the Docker Compose. After that, you can start node 1 from IDE. The other way, you can update Docker Compose under this light scheduler directory to basically comment out the first service in the Docker file. Let me show you how that's supposed to be done. This is the repository for Docker, and here you can see we have Docker Compose. What you need to do is just comment out this section, comment the entire scheduler node 1, so that you only start node 2 and node 3. But I would prefer in the first approach, because you don't need to touch this file, because after you update it, you have to remember to recover back. So let's start the Docker Compose, the normal Docker Compose from a light schedule folder. Now we have 3 nodes up running, and you can see like we have existing tasks still there, like we created in the previous tutorial. So it's trying to schedule a task every 10 seconds from node 1. Let's move in another terminal, and let's stop the node 1. Stop node 1. While waiting for the node 1 to stop, let's take a look at the IDE to see how we're going to start from the IDE. Within the IDE, we are going to use configuration from this folder, this local folder. You can see the local folder, we are using localhost. We cannot use node 1 because node 1 is using the Docker Compose service name, which basically is the DNS within the Docker Compose. But for us to connect from IDE, we have to use this localhost. So that meaning when we start this IDE instance to join the cluster with Docker Compose, we need to make sure we have this configuration. So -d left4j config dir equal to config/local. So that's what we need to do for the IDE configuration. Let's take a look at if we have node 1 stopped. So now we have node 1 stopped, and node 2 take over the job right now for the triggering the task. You can see this is coming from node 2. Now let's start IDE. Let's just see this start in the debug mode. Okay, now we have node 1 started. And you can see it immediately starts rebalancing the kafka-streams. For some cases, like if your local IDE connecting to the Confluence platform, local platform, without using the Docker Compose, you might have some error message displayed in the console. If that happens, what you need to do is you go to this local folder, open this value.yaml, and change this cleanup flag to true and restart server. Once server start clean, you change this back to false and restart server. After that, your node 1 will join the cluster cleanly. The reason we have the problem is because the backend Kafka server, like normally this local instance might connect to another Kafka instance. So the local store, the kafka-stream, like a local store, we might have some styled data, so we need to clean up. Now you can see we have this node 1 started in the IDE in debug mode, and you can debug into the Kafka stream if you want, and you can see this node 1 basically take over the task triggering from node 2 again. If you look at the terminal, you can see we are not this particular node 2 is not triggering any task anymore. It stopped from here after the rebalancing. The control goes back to the node 1 again. Now you can basically say I want to debug into the stream, and what I need to do is open the source file. For example, I want to debug into the scheduled streams to see how I can handle this stream inside the code. Let's say here, where I want to debug. Yeah, you can set up anywhere. Start stream. This is start topology. For example, you want to. This is create store. This 30. Okay. So here is the stream topology here. Like you can set an endpoint anywhere, and you can debug into it. Yeah, this is how you debug the Kafka stream application in the cluster mode. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.